Hello, this is Patrick from XPression, and I'd like to show you a new XPression workflow utilizing the Streamline Media Asset Management System and the integration of third-party asset tools like MGN Online. I'm working inside the Inception newsroom system, and I'm writing a script for my late newscast, and I need an over-the-shoulder graphic that shows information about the tornado. So I've got my XPression plugin open, and I've got a default OTS template chosen. The default image is David Ross, who's our CEO, and we're going to replace that. Down on the bottom, I've got a button labeled Open MEM. I'm going to click it, and I can choose between a couple of my sources. I'm going to choose Streamline, which is my media asset management server. It pops up in a web page, and again, it's the first time I've logged into it today, so it's going to ask me for username and password. It remembers it, so all I have to do is click on Login. And it comes up in my database. I'm looking for tornado footage, and I've got one image here. I'm going to go look for some others. So I'm going to type in tornado to see what I've got. Really, all I've got is that one. I think I want to go look for something else. So instead of just dealing with that, I'm instead going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the left margin. There's a series of buttons here, and one of them is labeled MGN, and I'm going to choose. If I select the top choice, it shows me all the assets that I've downloaded from MGN. Instead, I'm going to look for something I don't already have. So I'm going to click Search MGN. That launches a search dialog box. I'm going to type in tornado. And as I do that, it's going to go search the MGN online library for media assets that are accessible based on my account. And it's going to bring back proxy thumbnails to show them to me so I can choose from them. Which you can see, I've got a whole bunch of choices here. These are based on information that they have in their database and content that they have available to them. I can go ahead and look at all of these assets, and I can click on any one of them. For example, I'm going to see if I've got something here. This is an interesting one, Aftermath of the Tornado in New Orleans. I'm going to click on that. And actually, let's take this one in Georgia instead. I'm going to double click on it to see what it looks like a little larger, and I'm also going to see the metadata that comes with it. And you can see I've basically got this information. This is from a tornado in Georgia. This is the image ID in their catalog. It's listed as a photograph. If this is what I want, just above the thumbnail, there's a button labeled Download. I'm going to click on it, and that's going to enable my download dialog box. And what you'll see, if there's any special metadata that I need to know about, it will provide it to me. For example, this says image credits. I must show this on a website. I have to link the user, but this is again for broadcast, so I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about it. I can choose if I want different file formats and also different resolutions. I'm going to leave it alone and take it as the original resolution. I'm going to click OK, and what that is going to do is going to go reference my account with MGN Online to make sure that I have permission to download this. If I do, it's going to come back and it's going to complete my transaction. So the download will occur and the asset will be placed inside of my Streamline Asset Management Library. Okay, so what you're seeing now is it's showing me the thumbnail of the image. It's giving me all the metadata that's about it, and I can add additional metadata to make it fit in my library. I also get that's descriptive. I get structure, which tells me about the file type and information. I can have comments about it. I can also link it to other things. I'll worry about that later because those are all basic features. This asset is fine with me. I'm going to take it and I'm going to click to close that particular window and go back to my asset library. And I'm going to find that asset being the first thing in my database, and here it is. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to drag it into my graphic, and I'm going to type into my title, Deadly Tornado, and I'm going to put underneath in Atlanta, GA for Georgia. If I want to see what that asset looks like, I can roll my scroll bar back and I can click play, and you see how that graphic animates on the screen, so you get a good idea how that works as well. Now all I have to do, if this is the graphic that I want, I'm just going to click on it, I'm going to drag it into my story and put it in as a MOS object, and now I have that graphic in my story and in my rundown. By using the MGN online libraries, I have assets that are available to me from a reputable source that I can put into my newscast and build graphics on my own. Is a true self-service workflow, which in my mind is pretty smart production.